Welcome to Jenkins Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Thursday, July 8th, and we are fresh off Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We're talking about that. We're talking about whether or not free bread is tacky, Simone Biles' boyfriend, and vax that thing up. As always, Jenkins Jonez is hosted by my good friends, LeJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's up, Bubbas?
Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
And I'm Mike, a.k.a. Gardy B. Well, we just mentioned it, man. Game 1 of the finals. We're here. We made it. Thank God. We're one game closer to putting this season behind us.
I'm so ready. Y'all know I'm so ready. I'm so excited about it being over.
The Suns won Game 1, 118 to 105. Tyler, what were your thoughts from the game?
I'm glad that it looks like we're gonna get a good series. It looks like Giannis is 100%. Like that motherfucking knee looks superb out there. Like he looked like regular Giannis. So I'm glad that we're gonna get Giannis for the whole series, a healthy 100% Giannis for the whole series. And the Game 1, it was one of those weird games where it's like Phoenix was in control of the game the whole time, but you never fully counted Milwaukee all the way out, right? Like there was always a part of me watching it until late in the fourth. I was like, Milwaukee could still, come back. There's still some fight in them, but it was a good game, even though Milwaukee was down by like double digits the whole fucking time. And I think it's a good sign that we're probably gonna get a good series here. So, thumbs up from me.
Thumbs up for the game.
Thumbs up
from Tyler.
John, I think John, I know Tyler was thinking that the Bucks were going to come out with that game. You and I both thought it was going to be the Suns. What did you think of the game, and did it go basically how you thought it was going to go?
I mean, it went how I thought it was going to go. I didn't think Giannis looked 100% though. I thought Giannis looked great, being that I would have never played basketball again if my knee ever did that. So the fact that he was even playing proves that he's superhuman. You know what I mean? He had a solid game. He wasn't as aggressive as I thought Giannis would be. Maybe it's the knee. Maybe it's the situation. I don't know. But I think he had 13 points by the end of the third quarter. He was pressing a little bit when they started getting that ass whooped, but it wasn't enough. You know what I mean? I'm just really like, for me, we talk about Chris Paul a lot, which incredible game, big in the big moments, obviously. Booker had a great game, but fucking Ayton, bro. I just like 21 and 19 or some shit like that. Bro, it seems like he's dominated every series, but it seems like he gives us those numbers every fucking game. Like this is becoming regular from the 20 and 20 game. That's how it feels. But I mean, dog, that dude, every rebound, just get away. That's his, you know what I mean? And he's shooting like, 80% from the field or something that?
So he had 22 and 19. He was 8 of 10 from the field. I was going to say a funny stat to track will be who ends up with more at the end of the series, Chris Paul turnovers or DeAndre Ayton missed field goals. Because they're both like 1 to 3 a game.
Yeah. Right. Like it was. I don't know if we even really learned anything from this Game 1, which was interesting. I'm like, it can still go either way. I know it seemed like the Suns beat them by more than they actually did. You know what I mean? But I think
the
really
crowd and everything, and the fact that, as Tyler pointed out, like they had that lead kind of throughout the game, but I didn't feel at all like, oh, they're going to win in 5 or so. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like you could certainly see, because Giannis can certainly play better than he did.
We had like 22 and something.
He had 20 and I think 14 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists. But yeah, I mean, the Bucks could definitely play better than that. The Suns could play better than that too.
Who's going to play better?
Well, Giannis has a pretty high.
Giannis has a ceiling that will, yeah. But I mean, Middleton had a good game. You know what I mean? Drew kind of struggled a little bit, but Drew, you can't really rely on him to win games. He's kind of streaky. So I don't know. The Bucks didn't show me anything that made me think could win. But the Suns didn't show me anything to make me think they're gonna. It's not Suns in 4. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel that way either. I didn't really gain anything from the game other than knowing who won game 1. You feel me? Like
I do feel I was thanking my lucky stars that Giannis looked so good, because it does feel like after everything that all basketball fans have gone through or put up with over this year, it's like at least we get Giannis versus Chris Paul, Book, whoever you want to put, you know what I mean? At least we do get that. Cause we talked about in the last show. I didn't think there was any way in fucking hell he was playing game 1, you know, much less he's got a chase down block and everything else. Like like Tyler, what's in the knee, bro? Like, you know, like how do you do that shit, bro?
Hey, well, they don't call him the Greek normal guy. They call him the Greek freak for a reason. so I don't know what the fuck type of ligaments he got, but goddamn, those motherfuckers are titanium or adamantium or some shit, bro. Because he looked like the Giannis of old.
they compared the block to LeBron. Did you see that?
26-year-old Giannis.
So they don't call him an average of nature.
It was similar-ish, but
come on, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. They put it right next to like Bron's block, and I'm like, this is where we going with that. Like, this is what you need. You need engagement that bad. You know what I mean? Like internet, bro. I don't know. Those social channels were weirding, but yeah. I mean, he looked solid, but he like to me, Giannis is just such an animal. Like. We were shitting on him for 22 and 14 when he was playing the Heat last year in the bubble. Like we clowned him for those numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great game if you're not a Giannis. That's a great game if you're the Greek normal guy. You know what I mean? Like it's a great game for that guy. That's not a great game for the Greek freak. You feel me?
Like if you're John Stamos or some shit.
Or John Nichols.
we need more out of Giannis Nichols for sure.
Right.
What do you think? We did. I think it was announced just shortly before we started recording that Saric. I think anyone who watched the game, you could see non-contact injury on a jump stop. That is not usually a. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. What kind of an impact do you think that has on the series for him to be out and obviously remove some of that front court depth for the Suns?
I think you absolutely need the most bodies you can have to fucking collapse on Giannis when he's, driving to the paint. So, but I think Ayton's good enough to pick up the slack, man. I don't think there's any reason for the Suns to push the panic button there.
He said he's a good body to use, like against like in the wall that you
throw out in front of the fucking natural disaster that is Giannis driving to the cup. Right?
He's a good.
They lost a good sandbag,
basically. You know what I mean? And I feel the exact same way, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, he's not going to make a huge difference. It would have been great to have that size, obviously, but Ayton's. I don't know who we compare Ayton to at this point. He's been playing crazy, so I think they'll be good.
I think you're exactly right that, obviously Chris Paul is going to get, I think it's very clear at this point, he would have to really trip over his own self-punch dick to not be the dude that the narratives are kind of like dialed in on. But Ayton, it might be one of those ones in 10 years where we really looking back on this as the year that DeAndre Ayton sort of ascended to a completely different level, for sure.
We were clowning him. Like, he was a joke, especially in that draft. Like, they picked DeAndre Ayton. You know what I mean? That motherfucker might have a chip before both of them other niggas we talking about that we love so much. You feel me? And not just get a chip, like earn that motherfucker. Be a big part of that motherfucker. You feel me? So, I mean, I just like I find myself watching him, like even in like the pick and roll, he's solid defensively. He moves so well, you know what I mean? But like, I mean, it's if he puts a shot up, go play. We gonna play defense. You get the ball in the post, it's a bucket. I mean, a lot of them shits is just catch dunks, but his footwork looked better. You know what I'm saying? His touch is solid. You know what I mean? The man. I mean, he's a bully. And he's enormous. He's enormous.
Yes. And he and Chris Paul together are absolutely fucking
cold. Like even Booker's throwing that lob really easily, like on some just go play. I'm going to play D. You know what I mean? Because he finna finish everything. If he can't go get it, nobody can. You feel me?
We when we had Langston Galloway on the pod on the last episode, we were talking to him just about how very obviously confident the Suns are that they're winning a championship this year. And I think they said during the broadcast, I think it was Chris Paul talking to Ayton, but he might have been talking to Jay Crowder, woke up today and just texted everyone and said, we're one day closer to winning a championship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just clearly the way the entire team is thinking, is like, okay, it's game day. We got to win 3 games after today. Like,
Yeah.
And you can see, like, watching the Bucks, did it seem like they didn't want it as much? I'm not that type of, like, you gotta want it, all this shit. But you do, motherfucker. You playing against a dog ass team. You know what I mean? Like, like they weren't as tenacious on defense. Their hands weren't moving as much. Like, you see, like dude, everything was bothered when the Bucks had the ball.
It felt like
they put their hands on everything.
Felt like the Bucks were playing a feel out game for sure.
Yeah.
To me, and that was why I was saying I don't feel like it's like the Suns are going to run away with it or something. It definitely didn't feel like I'm much more interested to see what the Bucks do in game 2, because it kind of seemed like they went into game 1 thinking they needed to win game 2 to get the split. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Chris Middleton too. He looked good, bro. I'm like, that motherfucker. No more jokes about that man no more either. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna miss the Middleton jokes.
But they gone, nigga. I get it. I'm gonna miss them too. But we gonna miss them because it's over with.
Yeah,
that man
cold,
is a hooper, bro. You feel me? Some of those shots he hit, I'm like, damn. I had a doodle face like this. Chris Middleton, is that you? Clutching my motherfucking pearls, nigga. Shit. That shit was beautiful, nigga. Your game is looking beautiful, nigga. Sheesh. But anyway.
It has definitely been the postseason of Chris Middleton and DeAndre Ayton, and I'll just leave that there, like, for good and for bad. Like, that is what, like, we are going to remember from this playoffs for sure. I'm not taking anything away from either one of them, right. But it is like everyone thought this was going to be LeBron versus KD in the finals. Right. Like, that is not what the way the shit played out, bro.
And we got a Giannis, like you said, a Greek freak on the court. And I'm looking at motherfucking Chris Middleton like, but did you see what Chris Middleton did?
Straight up.
I feel like a fucking dork. Nigga. I'm like, but DeAndre Ayton. Like, we're all becoming those guys. And it's,
right? Like, wow, what a way Ayton rolled on that pick and roll. Guys just don't roll like that anymore.
Right. Like, look at the defensive. Look at his feet. Look at those active feet on the defensively. Like,
look at the number of top 5 perimeter players that Jay Crowder had in a torture chamber this postseason.
Right. Bro, tenacious defense, moving hands everywhere. Like, dog, it's like we're becoming these niggas, dog. Chris Middleton, is it his team? I said that last fucking I was joking, but that wasn't even, there. You know what I mean? Like, ever before. So it's crazy.
I know that was a shot at my DeAndre Ayton misses and Chris Paul turnovers stat comparison, because that is the most that-y type fucking shit, but that is what there is to be excited about.
I'm genuinely interested in that.
Me
stat
too.
Now, bro.
Me
Real
too.
Shit.
I will watch that.
We are definitely going to check that shit at the end of the
Brittany,
season.
we need a graphic. We need a running tally.
Bro, this series is turning us into fucking dorks, bro.
All right.
Crazy.
Game 2 Thursday night, game 3 on Sunday. We'll be talking about that next week when we're back on Monday. Now to talk about some non-basketball stuff. I'm really embarrassed to admit that this is the topic I was most excited to talk about today, not game 1 of the finals. But thank you to @SlickSista on Twitter who tweeted
Bread Lady.
And Tyler retweeted someone saying you could feel, it's one of those rare moments on Twitter where you could feel the record scratch on the whole day on Twitter. Which she tweeted, had this argument in a group chat, but I want to know the truth. Isn't it very tacky for somebody to eat the free bread as soon as you get it? Yes or no? Currently, yes is at 3%. No is at 97%, and 368,000 people have voted in this poll. Tyler, you've been here for some record scratch moments on Twitter.com. Your analysis, please.
Bro, this is historic, and I say that with no hyperbole, no exaggeration. This person is the single most wrong person ever in the history of all Twitter arguments. A website whose whole foundation is built on arguments. I get in 6 or 7 arguments a day on there, right? There have been an infinite number of arguments that have taken place on that website. And this young lady is the single most wrong person ever in the history of Twitter arguments. We witnessed history, and I'm so glad we saw it real time. I was watching those fucking numbers go up like I was watching like fucking stock on my phone that I'm invested in and shit. Like I was so invested in seeing how many people were going to disagree with this lady. And it seems like we got about 360,000 or so who said, nah, you are wrong. I couldn't imagine being that wrong about anything with 300, where a whole fucking city tells me I'm wrong, bro.
She's coming up on Long Beach numbers. She's coming up on Long Beach numbers. For real. Like, I love the idea that the incorrect opinions about carbs could be the new crypto. I love that. Like we need that. We need a ratio tracker for Twitter for sure.
Does she have a fucking timer? Like 5 minutes. Like, what are you just sitting here looking at that warm brown bread?
She
at
literally
Cheesecake
responded,
Factory.
you should wait 5 minutes before reaching for the bread. If you're that hungry, you should have had a pre-game meal.
A pre-meal? You should eat before you go eat.
Yeah, motherfucker, the bread is the pre-meal.
That's
motherfucker.
what
like,
the bread is.
Where do these rules come from? People, like, life is already weird enough, and you add this? You know, you have the time before you even eat the fucking bread? That's so wild to me.
Look, manners are bullshit for the most part. Any code of manners that's not rooted in like common decency or caring for another person. Like, of course, you want to step in and speak to motherfuckers. I'm with that type of manner shit. But when you go to a restaurant, you must fold the napkin and at a 90-degree angle and place it on the corner of the table. Like all that bullshit, bro. We do not need to live like that, dog. We really fucking don't. Life is hard enough, bro. Eat that motherfucking bread as soon as it hits the table, dog.
Right. A salad fork and a regular
you're
meal
using
fork?
the wrong fork on your entree. Who gives a fuck?
You kidding me? Like that's dude. I don't. Who decided this? Who wanted it? You know what I mean? But she leaned in, and I see everybody's tacky. After 360,000 people told her she was wrong. No, the brain. She's brave. You know what I'm saying? The courage it takes to lean in to being that wrong is incredible. That's special.
She tweeted like a notes apology today, but it was the opposite of an apology. She said, "Good morning."
I love it.
After witnessing the outpour of responses to my question and having the ability to sleep on it, I have gained a new perspective on why the backlash was received. People cannot help being tacky. It is generational. I know this now. I never knew an opinion on waiting 5 minutes to eat bread would lead to people cussing me out, but what else to expect from tacky people? The essentials weren't taught. To my 3%, thank you for writing so hard against the tackiness. We understand that restaurants are for socializing. Fast food is for eating ASAP.
I like the fact that you didn't say classy. You know, like classless. She said tacky. So that makes me know that she's fun. You know what I mean?
She's having fun
she's a Greek freak of being wrong, bro. She is the Giannis of being wrong, coming back with that fucking response, bro. That is beautiful, bro. That's art. That's you know what I'm saying? That's all. She's special, bro. Jesus. 360,000 people and you say that, I love it.
You know, there's people who say they like going to the movies for the trailers. Like, I am that person about restaurants and bread. Like, okay. I don't have a sophisticated palate. I'm good with just eating fast food burgers and chicken for my entire life, except for my heart or whatever. But like, when you go to the restaurant, we eat at restaurants infrequently enough, especially during COVID, that I always forget a little bit about the bread. I'm just excited. What am I going to order? And we sit down and they bring us the bread. Happy birthday. Bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Merry Christmas to me. Christmas. A little bowl of warm bread. And Shar and I will, like, we ate at that fancy steak place last week. They're fancy. So they sat down a little bowl with 2 pieces of warm bread. And I looked right at the motherfucking waiter and said, Thank you so much. Bring us another one.
Please, double me down, baby. You know what I'm saying? Need all of that. You know, but Cheesecake Factory, one of the best things about cheesecake to me, and I'm a regular dude, so whatever, is that fucking brown bread. And Red Lobster, those fucking, whatever those fucking bread shits are called.
Oh, those cheddar biscuits, oh my God.
Cheddar Bay biscuits, bro. Like, nigga, what? You want me to sit there and stare at them for 5 minutes, nigga? That is torture. That is torture. me not fighting the urge to grab a Cheddar Bay biscuit. Come on,
You're
man.
just like looking at your friends
right.
and like looking at the clock like it's a fucking high noon shoot off. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I prefer tacky. Tacky is much more fun.
If warm bread is tacky, I am tacky.
Right. You feel me? And I love it.
The single wrongest person in history.
I mean, those numbers are indisputable.
Bro, bread is like the oldest food item that humanity has ever created, right? like bread was the first thing that humans made into a food. You know what I mean? So like humans are genetically dispositioned to love bread. Anyone who tells you they don't love bread is a fucking lie. They might not like carbs because they want to keep their figure down or whatever, but every fucking human on the planet loves bread. And that's probably why she got her ass lit up, bro. You were going against something as natural as breathing to humans. We are wired to love bread, bro.
Bread tastes like being safe from saber-toothed tigers. Like, that is like historic, ancient comfort.
I would ball bread up as a kid and fucking dance eating the bread, bro. like that I'm living now because of bread, bro. That got me through some hard summers with no other snacks, bro. You ball up that wheat bread, you motherfucker. That shit tastes like, bro, fuck out of here. I need that. No anti-bread, no bread slander ever. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. 5 minutes to eat some bread. Bread deserves better, nigga. You feel me? Sheesh.
Okay. We also had an enjoyable time in the group chat with, I don't even know what it was originally from, but I don't feel the need to shout it out. There was an interview with Simone Biles' boyfriend where he was talking about when they started going out, he didn't know who she was. The biggest stack of bullshit or cap or whatever you want to say. Dog. Yeah. Tyler, how little do we believe this human being?
I do not believe this motherfucker one bit. First of all, I want to believe him if he said he was just in a bubble and didn't know who Simone Biles was, because Simone Biles is a fucking household name. If you are a fucking American human, you know who Simone Biles is, right? But then the fact that they met on Instagram. Like, bro, like this dude was like, wow, I'm going to tell everyone I didn't know what this 4'8" woman with 10 million followers. I didn't know she was a gymnast. You lying motherfucker. Simone, keep an eye on this motherfucker. Don't get Kevin Federline because I don't trust this lying ass motherfucker right here. Keep an eye on him. I'm keeping an eye on him for you, Simone. Fuck that. If you need us to ride, we going to ride.
That's a lie you may say to her. Maybe. You went on record and said that shit for everybody to see. You know what I mean? Bold ass fucking lie, bro. But if you don't know anything about the Olympics, if you know the Olympics is this, you know who Simone Biles is. It's impossible not to know who the fuck she is. You know, I mean, that's crazy. He told an impossible lie and expected us to fucking believe it. That is a whopper of fucking lies right there.
He's ringing some serious alarm bells either way if what he's saying is true, because either it's our 4'8" women your type, which maybe
let's not go there, Mike. Let's
I'm just like, or is it a reading comprehension issue? It literally says Simone Biles Olympian is what it says on her fucking like. So how did you even interact with her without seeing that shit, bro?
He's lying, bro. He's out for that bag, man. Keep an eye on that motherfucker. I don't trust him.
That's a bag chaser lie about it. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, yeah. I mean, if he was more like, yo, I got Simone Biles, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? I'd be more confident with that nigga that I pulled a Simone Biles in a motherfucking, I didn't even know who she was, nigga. Bitch, we don't know who you are, nigga. That's the truth when she says it, not you, my nigga. She's Simone Biles, bro. Chill your ass out, bro. Come on now. Come on. I don't even got to know shit about gymnastics to know her name. You feel me? Come on, dog.
You don't know the name of any of her moves except the one that is named after her. but you know that she's Simone Biles.
Bro, come on.
Brittany
dog.
is making the point via text that she is also in quite a few commercials. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you don't really even need to know anything about the Olympics to know this is a famous person.
Dude, if you know the Olympics exist, you know Simone Biles. She's damn near the face of the shit. You know what I mean? In the US, at least. And probably other countries as cold as she is. She's wearing goats on her fucking leotard because she's the greatest to ever fucking do it while doing it. And you don't know who this motherfucker is?
Her boyfriend just thought she liked goats. Like, you know.
Right. What the fuck? Fucking no, bro. And he said that confidently. Like, I don't know who she and looking in the camera. While being recorded.
Lied to our faces.
That nigga too bold, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bold face ass lie, nigga.
Very bold. Okay. The next step in our ongoing national conversation about getting vaccinated, trying to fight the COVID-19 virus. Juvenile today dropped Vax That Thing Up. I know all three of us already have been vaccinated. So we're not a good test sample of whether this worked or not. But Tyler, can you come up with the theoretical person that would be persuaded by this song to get vaccinated?
You'd have to, for it to kind of really hit you like, wow, Juvenile and Manny and Mia X hopped on the track. You'd have to be like 40 plus. And like, you know, the whole shit was like, yo, get vaccinated, man, so you can get out here and, you know, party. And bro, ain't no fucking 40 plus year olds out here trying to party, nigga. Like,
that's all.
Right? There's a few, I guess. Yeah, well, motherfuckers is old and tired, dog. But you know, I would say, as someone, you know, who grew up a Cash Money fan and No Limit fan, and you know, there wasn't necessarily beef between those two ladies, but there was always like a tension there. It was cool to see, you know, Mia X hopping out there with those, you know, from No Limit hopping out there with those Cash Money dudes. I thought that was cool, but I mean, their heart's in the right place. Will it move the needle? I doubt it, but it was cool to see, I guess.
Dude, Juvenile's old enough to make Vax That Thing Up. Vax that thing up, bro. Nigga, nobody's safe. You remember how cool he was to us? We're all heading that way. We can't avoid it. It makes me sad for myself to know that nigga made this. You know what I mean? We all gonna be so lame. Let's enjoy this because we probably ain't that far from it. Vax that thing up, nigga. What the bro? Nothing's safe. Nobody's safe. God, bro, that make me feel so old right now, dog. I'm sorry to be a bummer, but we all finna be lame as fuck, man. Like, let's just lean in. If that nigga is gonna lean into something like that, bro. But I didn't need that.
I do appreciate you vaxing that thing up.
Yeah. At least we all vaxxed that thing up.
We all vaxxed that thing up, but we didn't make a song about it. We just said we're double vaccinated and moved the fuck on. You feel me? Jeans, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like we out in these streets again. But Jesus Christ, vax that thing up. Okay. You playing that? You playing that? You playing that? You know what I'm saying? That's slapping. That's slapping to you, bro. You feel me? You riding in Long Beach playing Vax that thing up, nigga?
Both windows on the minivan down.
Right. God damn. Oh, man.
That's all the time we've got for today. As much as I wish we did have more time to talk about Vax That Thing Up. That is all the time we've got for today. Our thanks as always to everyone for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday talking about game 2 and 3. Booger Boy of the Week, et cetera, et cetera. Everyone enjoy your weekend. Oh, yeah. Make sure you have that thing vaxxed up.
Vax that thing up.
Vax that thing up.
Do the windows, the back windows on the minivan go down too?
Yeah, man. What do you think this is? 1970?
Bro, so they don't have. Remember, we had to like pin. Kids will never. I'm a lame ass. I become juvenile that quick.
It's happened.
That quick. I became a lame ass nigga. Because remember we had to pin the fucking shit for the back windows to open up. Now they go down. That's special as hell, bro.
No, my parents didn't have minivans because they weren't lame. So you know what I mean?
Okay, my parents, my dad.
I myself. Yeah, my kids' parents are lamer than my parents.
My dad pulled up like, huh? And I was like, I will never be that nigga. I will never be him, bro. He was so happy about that minivan. The back shit went up and it was beeping and shit. He was so excited, nigga. I'm like, it got Dolby Digital surround. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? You don't get the fuck out my face, nigga. You had a Saab before this, a Saab 900, and you excited about this maroon fucking minivan, bitch ass nigga. It's maroon, fuck nigga. Man, fuck that shit, man. SUV shorty, that's me, bro. Anyway, I guess the podcast is over. Bye. I got lame that quick.